What? What's up, everybody? Welcome back to episode 2 of the Protect Our Queens podcast presented by the mighty Give Us a Shot Network. Martin, my guy, we excited for tonight?
Yes, sir. You know I'm ready to go, man. You know I'm excited, dog. We got another killer on deck to talk to a little later, Miss Jezelle, Gigi Banks. You know what I'm saying? I'm ready to go, man. We just getting started.
Yeah, we're excited. There's a lot of things to be excited about, of course, for Protect Our Queens. But as we all know, as you talked about last week, right, we are still in the middle of the WNBA playoffs, right? And so last week we had Kiyomi McMiller on the show, super creative. And after the show, me and Martin were starting to put together the show for this week. And we kind of wanted to talk about that creativity, wanted to keep the creativity conversation going. So when you think about creativity, when you think about some of the most creative players in the league today that are creative, who are names on that list for you? Who are the most creative players in the WNBA?
I think the two names we both definitely like at the top of the list, right? Well, it might be three names, but is the two I definitely start with Arike and Jewel Lloyd. Like it's right, like it starts with those in terms of creativity, purely creativity. It has to start with those two, right? I mean, they had that big showdown this season when they played against each other. They both had 40, didn't they? Didn't they both go for 40?
Had 40. That was a great game. I watched every possession of that game.
All you have to do is watch that game to see it. It definitely starts with those two. And after that, I would and obviously Jewel and Arike come with the creativity, mostly comes with the shot creation ability. And their ball handling and all that, but it kind of all encompasses into their shot creation ability and their creativity. After them, I'm pretty sure it's Chelsea Gray, just off the strength of her passing, bro. Because she throws behind the back passes from any angle, bro. Top of the key to block, corner to the baseline. Like, yo, bro, her angle, bro, creative passing, Chelsea Gray. So for me, those are three names that I definitely start with.
I agree. Of course, those are three names at the top of the list. And we've kind of talked about it a bit too. Ryan Howard is on that list for me. For a player her size to do the things that she can do on the ball, off the ball, on all three levels, she has to be on that list of creativity of some of the most creative players in the league. I would also say I think Breonna Stewart has to be on that list just because of the uniqueness of her game, right? We talk a lot about how we've never seen a player like Kevin Durant on the men's side, like a 7-foot sniper that can hit it from anywhere. We've never seen in the history of basketball a player as creative and as lethal from all three levels as one Breonna Stewart. She can hit it from everywhere, bro. And like it doesn't matter. You want the post fade, she got you. Like you want the hook, she got you. You want the pull up three, like she got you. Like so there is no shot on the floor that she can't hit. There's no spot on the floor that she can't get to. And her handles they're great. Her handles aren't that crazy, but like she still has that creativity from a shot making standpoint. And then number 3 for me, and I don't know exactly how you feel about the creativity of this player specifically, but for me, I think she's super creative just because of how like surgical she is with the ball in her hand. I think Jackie Young's also very, very creative with what she does. And I think what we saw this season was the beginning of what we're going to continue to see from Jackie Young as she continues to progress throughout her career. The beautiful thing for Jackie Young, though, is she's never played a basketball game without A'ja Wilson. So she lives in a world offensively where she can be as creative as she wants to be, especially off the ball, because we know that all the attention is going to A'ja Wilson defensively down low or in the mid-range. And Jackie Young, for me, I think if we had to talk about underrated creative players, I would say Jackie Young is probably on the top of that list as far as underrated creativity.
She's making magic with the ball. She's starting to make some magic with the ball. And with Stewie is interesting because I think Stewie has built on her creativity. She's always been versatile. She's always been versatile at her size, but the 1-footers, the mid-post bag, I definitely this year is definitely Stewie's best year. Like she's had some. I mean, she has had MVP seasons before in Seattle. She's been a great player for a while, but the way I'm seeing Stewie play this year in New York, she looks free, her most creative. To your point, like she's playing to me her most creative basketball, probably her most efficient basketball too, which makes it really special. But that's interesting. I wasn't expecting Stewie, but I'm with you on that because she's definitely developed her creativity and her bag. Like she has definitely added. When you watch her play, it's like, oh wow, nah, she can really get it every which way. Like she used to come off as a little bit stoic, a little stiff, and always versatile at her size. She could always shoot the ball, put it on the floor a little bit, but she's only developed it even more. So yeah, I'll give you that. Stewie's a good one. Now you know one that is on my list is if we're doing a top 5 most creative. There's no way on any basketball universe that Marine Johannes is not the most creative player in the league. Yo, bro, my guy Steve Jones, who does a great job covering the men's game and the women's game on Twitter, every time he tweets a clip, and if you know Steve, he does a great job posting great clips and breaking them down. Shout out to him and Nikias over there doing their thing. But every time he tweets a clip of Marine Johannes, all he tweets as the caption is LOL. Marine Johannes, and it's just her coming off the screen, pull up, rainbow, just flicking it up there, or like just doing some ill, like over the head, like bro, she plays the game so differently, bro, like so differently. All you got to do is watch her for a couple minutes. Anytime I watch a Liberty game and I'm around people, and she gets in the game, I'd be like, yo, what? Yo, I'd be like, yo, she's different. Wait till she gets the ball. You're gonna see something different, bro. She's got to be up there for creativity.
Is there? And I don't know if we've had this. We've had a lot of conversations about creativity before, especially on the men's side. I don't know if we've had this specific conversation before. Is there anyone that you would say is creative defensively? Because we usually when we think creativity, we instantly think like offense creativity, whether it's shot creation, whether it's ball handling, whether it's like passing when it comes to Chelsea Gray. But like, is there anyone in the league today that you would say is creative defense?
Well, you have someone like Natasha Cloud, who, as we speak, said she's going to be guarding Sabrina for all 40 minutes in game 2 tonight. So hey, we know how she. I mean, she's a straight dog, but also like it takes creativity to be a great defender. So really, any great defender you could say is creative in that sense. Asia Wilson is creative as a defender. You have to get creative with timing, blocking shots. He switches and has to guard different players. So you have to understand creativity to guard other creative players. So she gets credit for that. That's a good question though. But I'm definitely going Natasha Cloud first and foremost because she's going there.
I'm surprised you didn't mention your favorite player that also plays for the Mystics, Brittany Sykes. She's all over the place. She's all over the place. Her creativity is not just offensive and it's not just defense. Like she's just a creative human being on the basketball floor, and she's all over the place. Obviously, like hit the big game winner at the end of the Liberty game and their regular season finale. And it's just like she is super creative, and she doesn't need the ball in her hands to be effective. But on the defensive side as well, like she doesn't have the size, but she has the heart, the determination, and again the creativity to guard the 1 through the 5. It doesn't matter who you put her on. And in some instances, especially in big time moments, there are a lot of times when the Mystics will put Brittany Sykes on the opposing team's best player down the stretch because she has that ruggedness, that dog, and that creativity to make it to be annoying, to be a pest, if you will, for the opposing team's best player. So I would say she has to be on that list as well.
Absolutely. I'll add another one to the list offensively because Brittany Sykes she was on my list offensively. I was going to bring up her name. I guess one I would say maybe a little underrated creativity wise is Kelsey Mitchell. She's got the bag. Super shifty, lefty, takes you side to side. Like she's another one where all you got to do is watch her for a few plays. Like she is going to hit you side to side, hit you up. Like she will really go there on you, bro. Like there's a lot of shifty girls out here. I don't know if people really tap into like that. Kelsey Mitchell is definitely up there.
We are in the business of ruffling feathers, Martin. We are in the business of ruffling feathers. And this next topic, It's going to ruffle some feathers, and that is what it is. There are a lot of negative things said about the game of women's basketball, and towards the top of those, and they get pretty hyperbolic. Is you could put a team of what's going on? You could put a team of high schoolers in the WNBA and they'd win the WNBA championship. Martin, can a WNBA player score 10 points in an NBA game?
I love this topic. My quick answer, my short answer is yes. And it's not just because this is a women's basketball show. It's not just because we love and appreciate and advocate for women's basketball. It's not just because we troll the trolls of women's basketball out here openly and happily on the internet. This is just purely my basketball opinion. This is because context matters, right? So we're not saying which WNBA player, we're not saying which team she's on, we're not saying what system, if they're going through her, right? So you can kind of like imagine kind of whatever scenario you want. My thing is that, especially since listen, you've got idiots out here who don't hoop at all, talking about they could score in 5 points in an NBA game. I could score 10 points. I could go in and hit 2 threes in an NBA game. Well, like if and even though that's not true, but if there are people who believe that, then surely I can't be out of my mind to think that a professional women's basketball player, if in the right situation, right context, given enough looks and shots and reps, can score 10 points in an NBA game. That's 2 threes and 2 layups. Mess around and get to the free throw line. I mean, if you're going through her, if you're hitting her, you play with a girl at LA Fitness. I can get a girl against guys. I can get a girl. So if you put Taurasi on a team with Chris Paul, or if you put Enrique on the team with like LeBron.
You put Enrique on anybody. You're gonna score more than 10. She's gonna score more than 10.
They might score more than 10. That's just me.
I would say. I mean, I think I think.
And look, I'm not saying it's easy. It's gonna be a struggle. Like, it would be tough. That's why I'm saying, like, it would have to be the right kind of situation, not like an automatic thing, and not just any WNBA player, not just anyone. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're not saying, but like, could the right WNBA player? Yes, I believe so, in the right situation, given the right opportunities.
So Martin lives and breathes basketball. He eats it, he sleeps it, he like all the time. I'm a nerd. There's just some simple math for you. Okay, this is very simple math. WNBA games are 40 minutes long. They're 10-minute quarters. NBA games are 48 minutes long. Just by math alone, with 8 extra minutes to play a basketball game, yes, a WNBA player can score 10 points in an NBA game. It's very simple. That's just the math of it. The logic of it from basketball sense, like Martin was saying, is like, I can take anybody. Doesn't matter where they are on the depth chart. Doesn't matter what their role is in the WNBA. I can take a player like Dejanay Carrington, who is a 3-and-D player, and she is great. And she averages about 6 or 7 points a game right now in 40-minute games. So we give her 8 more minutes to play basketball. You mean to tell me she can't hit another 3 in 8 minutes? I'd say so. I think the reason why it's easy for me to say so is because the pace of the women's game is much quicker than the pace of the men's game. It does have a bit more speed to it. There's a lot more going back and forth. The transition, but the transition, it's methodical, but it's also faster paced, and a lot of it has to do with the fact that they do have they have kind of more space. They're not as big, so they can kind of fly around the court in ways that the men don't. But like, yeah, a WNBA player can score 10 points.
But obviously the NBA game, the men's game, is faster. Like, I hear what
faster.
I hear what you're saying about the pace, but pace, I mean, let's not get confused with speed.
No. Pace and speed are not the same thing. No. The NBA game is faster, but the WNBA games have more pace to them. Yes, that is an important distinction to make. Yes.
You got to know what ball you're playing. Are we playing with a men's ball, a women's ball? Are we playing women's 3-point line, men's 3-point line? Like, context matters. But if we're saying an NBA game, it's probably assumed it's a
I would
men's
assume men's ball, men's 3-point
men's
line.
right NBA 3-point line, right?
I don't think it matters.
Honestly, my answer doesn't change. Again,
Yeah,
especially
I don't think it matters.
who can really shoot the ball. I don't know, bro.
If
Basketball is
you give me if you give me some of the, and I think, yeah, so if you give me, you look at some of the best shooters in the game right now, like from 3-point, we talking about shooting, like your Sabrina Ionescu's, your Ali Quickly's, like those players in 48 minutes can score 10 points. When you think about your players that can get to the line a lot and are great at getting to the line and great at hitting their free throws, they could also score 10 points in the game. You think about your players that are just super creative offensively, like all of the names that we mentioned earlier. They like it doesn't. The situation does matter. Whether or not, of course, if they play through you, of course, you're more likely to score 10 than if they don't play through you. Of course, that's how basketball works. But still, and I would say that an average NBA player in an average situation in the NBA, given enough minutes, could score 10 points in an NBA game. I don't think that's a difficult. I don't think that's a stretch at all. There's a lot of people that do think that's a stretch, but I don't think it's
yeah. I mean, I would love to do it. I should. If you look at the players in the NBA who average around 10 points a game, they're probably all about, role players, average players. And yeah, they can hoop. They can just play basketball. So, again, it's a lot of adjustment, a lot of context to consider. But I think I'm pretty sure basketball is basketball. And you could, and don't let me be coaching that team, but I'll definitely get her at least 10 points.
Yeah, and the other thing too, I think we kind of forget is like average basketball players in the NBA that are averaging 10 points a game can come to our local gym and drop 70. Like they ain't average to us; they're average to LeBron and like so like that also matters as well. Like when you put in like they're still really good basketball. They're getting paid millions of dollars to play basketball. They're still really good basketball players, just not as good as some of the superstars across the league. But yeah, a WNBA player could score 10 points in an NBA game, just like a women's college player could score 10 points in a men's college game. Like it is still, if you are good at basketball and you know how to, if you are good at basketball, male or female, and you know how to make the most of your opportunities when the ball is in your hand, male or female, you can score 10 points in a basketball game, whether you're playing against men or whether you're playing against women. If you are good at basketball, that is something that can happen. There are a lot of good to great players in the WNBA that if you put them on an NBA team, whether it's the best team or the worst team, and you give them 48 minutes, they can score 10 points in a game.
Yeah, and there's plenty of women killing plenty of men all over the internet.
Enrique killed a bunch of people last year, actually, in an LA Fitness. Just absolutely smoked them.
Proof that women can score on men. So let's not act like that's just
it's not impossible. Hey, and you know what's funny? It's like, look, we are not as a community, as men, like we're really not all that. Like we're not as superior as a lot of the people on the internet want to make us feel like we are. Like we're just not. I'm a pretty average Joe, so maybe I don't count. Like we're not talking about like The Rock and people like that, but like we're not on. Like I would get dropped off by like the worst player in the league.
Yeah, The Rock.
Yeah, but you know what I mean? Like we're really not as superior as we like to think that we are. There's some WNBA players. Speaking of, and I don't want to go off the roads, I know we have to bring Gigi on, but do you remember the argument from back in the day of if Boogie Cousins and Brittany Griner went one-on-one, who would win? Do you remember that?
I do.
That is like, there's a lot of people that thought it was just asinine to think that Brittany Griner could beat DeMarcus Cousins. Like it's basketball, bro. Like it's still basketball.
Yeah, but she can't beat him one-on-one.
Not in this prime. Not then.
Definitely not in his prime. No,
not in this prime.
Now it might be an IA game. No, actually, Boogie's still hooping. He's somewhere overseas hooping.
But he's not in his prime.
Yeah, he's not his prime.
He's not in his prime. Prime Boogie, you're right. Maybe not Boogie, but just in general, like the idea that a woman can beat a man in basketball is not this laughable idea.
Too many videos on it. We have the internet, bro. There's too many evidence, pure physical evidence that women can actually dominate men. So.
Yeah, you can put like the 5-10 best players in the league on a team, put them in the NBA, they'd make the playoffs. But we can talk about that another time. Would you like to do the honors and welcome our illustrious guest for the evening?
Absolutely. We are about to talk to the one and only Miss Jezelle Gigi Banks out of Delaware, class of 2027, one of the bright young stars coming up, one of my favorite players to watch. Haven't seen her in person yet. That's my only regret, but I'm one of my favorite players to watch and keep up with. And we are getting ready to talk to her very soon. Very excited. Class of 2027, Ursuline Academy out of Delaware. Jezelle Gigi Banks. If you know, you know. It's different. It gets real different over here. Yes, sir.
Let's do it. So we're gonna play a quick clip, and then, as Martin said last week, it didn't work because the clip wasn't being functional. But after the clip, the next voice you will hear will be none other than the great Jezelle Gigi Banks.
We can't let them come back. It's 22-15. It's no way. I got 5 cases. I feel like Nadia. What? Sabrina! Yo! What did they say? Sabrina! Sorry. So busy.
Gigi,
Sup?
how you doing?
Good. How are you?
Doing
What's
good.
going
Welcome
on,
to the
Gigi?
show.
Hi.
Hey, it is our pleasure to have you here, girl. I said my only regret, I have not come to see you play yet. I've been trying to get to girls run it and anything, girl. I've just been trying to catch you, but I will soon. But girl, I'll be watching your videos just every day. I just be watching your videos, girl. I just enjoy. It's not just even your game, girl. It's just the way you play, your spirit. I just so look forward to keeping up with you. We're so glad to have you here, Marcus. We gotta protect our young queen. Gigi, can we call you? Is it cool for us to call you? I bet we got we got to get certified, Marcus. You know what I mean? You can't just hop into the nickname.
Right.
You know what I
Can't
mean?
just hop into the nickname. It's a pleasure to have you on the show. It truly is a pleasure to have you on the show. So when Martin first mentioned your name to me, we were kind of figuring out who we were going to have on the show. Like the first thing he mentioned was how you were playing varsity basketball as an 8th grader. Can you explain that to me? Because I'm not like I talk about sports because I'm not good at playing sports. So varsity, like to me, like that's not. Can you explain like what that was like for you, what that experience was like for you, and how that felt overall to play varsity as an 8th grader?
Yeah, it felt awesome. First, I started off playing middle school at Ursuline because you had to play at least 1 year of middle school there. So we played the first year of middle school. We won the CYM championship, and then as soon as we got out of that, we started having like calls with Coach Noonan. Well, me and Coach Noonan been knew each other from when he coached at Ursuline. I used to always go to the games and watch them at the Bob Carpenter Center. And now it's just like I'm playing for him now. So once we got done CYM, we just start getting in the gym more, working his camps with him, getting a closer bond with him, getting ready for the season. And then faster than you know it, we in the gym practicing. It felt awesome.
And yo, Marcus, I don't know if you know this. The girl wasn't just playing varsity. The girl was kicking up like state tournament, dog, going crazy, bro. I'm looking up. I'm like, yo, the girl in 8th grade. You told me 8th grade, 8th grade. I'm like, nah, bro, nah. Like she's kicking up on these girls, bro. Gigi, talk some more about like, just your game and the inspiration behind your game.
I mean, I just love playing the game. It's fun, like just going out there playing with people that I've been playing with since I was like playing with the boys, just playing with them, and then now getting better opportunities and getting recognized by coaches, you guys, and like just fans. It just feel awesome. But I just feel like as long as I'm having fun, it's fun. Like, yeah.
You mentioned that you
most fun part of the game for you. What's the most fun part of the game?
Just playing games back to back, going on trips, traveling, talking to college coaches, being with my teammates, meeting new people.
So you mentioned how much you love basketball, and every time you are like on Instagram, a clip of you, like the clip we played earlier, just talk like you're always happy, you're always energetic, filled with joy, smiling. Where did that chatting it up? Where did that love for basketball like start for you? Where'd that start?
Started when I was boxing. I started off. I was
Boxing.
like, so my dad. This is how I started. So my dad, he was a boxing trainer at the William Six Anderson Center, and I was like 3 or 2, and I was in a stroller, 4 probably, in a stroller, and it was like this kid I wanted to spar, and my dad kept telling me no, no, no. So I caught an attitude. He told me go downstairs, run laps, and I didn't run the laps. Instead, I picked up a ball and started playing. I just picked it up, and then it never left my hands. And um, as I'm playing, I'm just seeing the boys, and it's just like it's no girls in the gym. Like I'm one of the only girls in the gym. So I say about every day I came back, went straight downstairs to the gym, and then I say about I start learning how to dribble, put the ball between my legs on my own, and I guess my mom saw potential in me, so she started setting up training. So as I'm going back to the Williams Anderson Center, I'm playing against the boys, and they not passing me the ball. They not doing nothing. They acting like I'm a boy, just not trying to give me the ball. So when I got the ball, they would try to block my shot, push me on the floor. Then I start playing with like I start getting in the gym, training with my trainer, Coach Lamar, and then I'll probably say like 6'5". That's when like I knew like I want to play basketball. So we signed me up for Team Thrill Boys, and that's like a traveling team at the time. Team Thrill was one of the best teams ever, like for boys, 7th grade team, second grade team, and then that's when you couldn't play national as a girl. So I'm sad. I'm like I can't even play no more. So my mom was like, it's a girl side. My dad was like, it's a girl side. They signed me up, played with Philly Triple Threat. I always played about 2 grades higher or one, and then ever from there, I just kept going up, played for PA Sparks, New Jersey Sparks, and then New Jersey Sparks had lost their Nike brand, so we went to my Lady Elite team, and then from there, I was free for the fall and summer and all that. So we got a call, we got a text. Somebody texted me on Instagram. His name's Jaquish, and he texted me. He's like, who you playing with this summer? I'm like, nobody. You can ask my parents. So he get in touch with my parents. Somebody called my mom and dad, and it turned out to be Kevin Durant's dad, and the whole organization wanted me to play for Team Durant. And mind you, Team Durant is like far practice. That sacrifice is crazy. So we played. We went to practice we went like every other week, and they understood. And then ever since there, I say about when I was 7th grade, I was playing 9th grade, and I got my first offer. And then from there, we just kept going higher. And now I'm playing with 16s, Durant. Well, I just finished playing with them.
Who
You
was
said
your first?
16?
Yeah.
What'd you say?
You said
That's what,
16? What'd you say?
Yeah.
yeah, that's what you said. Gigi, who was your first offer?
I said Marquette.
Marquette was your first offer? Lord, girl. Um, Talk some more about. I think the main thing that I enjoy about your game, probably the main thing. I won't know until I see you in person, but I'm pretty sure the main thing, one of the things that makes you special, the thing I think I love the most is your passing. Yo, Marcus, she the type that when you have somebody who gets you with the that joint, that's
Wait,
different.
do it again. Do it again.
Nah, boy, you gotta know when you hit him with the look off. Yo, bro, like he does it for fun, bro. Like it's just there. She just do it just because you just let it go. You just like, yo, bro. She know what I'm talking about too. Like she know. Gigi, what talk about like your love for pass, because I see how much you love passing the ball. So like talk to me about that love for passing.
It's just like I think it was one game we was blowing out a team. I was like 4th, 5th grade. And I think I was just playing with people. Like I'm just playing, passing the ball, spinning around. So I'm noticing like it's like a thing now. Like I can't stop doing it every time I pass the ball. So I'm just passing it. I'm looking at clips, people getting it on video. Mind you, I'm not really noticing how like much of an impact it is. Like I'm just thinking I'm passing it. So now I guess I'm playing at a high school level. So as I'm passing the ball, I'm noticing that like as I'm passing, I gotta fake sometimes to make my defender go the opposite way, or just make it obvious sometimes. But it's just like amazing, and it makes the crowd hype. it gets that excitement out of me sometimes. That's sometimes how I start my game off. But yeah.
So last week, when Kiyomi McMillan was on the show, Martin talked about how if he had her handles, he wouldn't be able to tell him anything. Based on that interaction, I'm gonna go on a limb here and say, Martin, if you could pass like Gigi, no one would also be able to tell you anything in that instance either.
If I could pass like Gigi, I wouldn't even be here. Y'all wouldn't know me. That's a fact.
Where did you, is that something, I know you said like you just kind of happened one time, like when you were going out of the team, like are there players that you pull that creativity from, like players that you watch? I know you obviously play with Team Durant. Like, are there players that you look up to in the league, either the NBA or WNBA, that you look up to and try to pull some piece of their game from to add to your game?
I mean, the killer instinct, I probably say that come from myself, but the killer crossover, my dimes, my tricks, the excitement for the game, I'd probably say AI.
That's good.
I thought you were gonna say Busy.
No, the passing, I thought you was gonna ask me something else, but the passing, I definitely got some of it from Busy. Not all of it though. He stole some of my passes.
You put him onto some new work?
Yeah.
Can you talk more about that connection between you and Busy? How that start, and how does that make you feel to be connected to someone like him?
It started off when I was like a young boy. Like I was just going around. We both from like the William H. Anderson Center. That's why we started playing like city leagues. I'd probably say the adults that help us like train with us, that connection also. And then I'd probably just say, I think it's high school games. I went to a couple of them, like the big rival games. And then I'll probably say when he finished his like last year at VCU, me and him like I'll probably say like his last year, me and him got closer. We started following each other, of course. We started texting more, and then that's when, of course, he had Tracy gang, but like I was still young, so I didn't really like pay that much attention to it. And like one moment, I got a text from Boss, and it was like, you're in Tracy now. No, he commented under my video. Matter of fact, one of my mixtapes, Busy. He's like, yeah, you're part of Tracy, little sis. Like, and then that's when it made me happy. And then that's when after that, that's when like once you get in Tracy, they start posting you more, texting you more, and all of them is like family. Like I knew all of them outside of Tracy, like they just like family. And then Busy, that's just big bro. So me and him got a close relationship.
That's love. That's love. Hey Gigi, you are you're so young, girl, but you're so talented and you're smart, and
Thank you.
you know what you're doing. You know the game. You love the game. You played varsity. You played in the state tournament. I mean, you playing in these big moments, right? That like young players really dream about. Tell us some of the things you've kind of been learning just about like the game, like because you're still so young and stuff, but you're playing at such a high level. So what are just some of the things you've been learning about the game, playing at the level you've been playing at?
I'd probably say to stay humble and to like just let everything play out and have fun. Like if you take it too fast, you're gonna start overthinking, stressing out, and just in general just like mess up everything. So I just feel like me taking it slow and like managing my time, and then my parents on the side helping me. I just feel like me just staying humble and keeping my circle small was like one of the key details.
You've played with Team Durant. You've played with boys. You've played against girls that are 2, sometimes 3 years older than you. Is there one moment, one game for you that really sticks out to you for your basketball career that like you'll never forget up to this point? Like one moment that you always think about any chance you get?
I'd probably say the championship. I'll probably say the championship. And when I was like in the second grade, I was playing high school, and I bust my lip. Yeah, I bust my lip, like it was like split open and everything, and it was crazy. I went up, so it was like a girl. She was like 3 times the size as me. Like she was like huge. And I learned my lesson. I went up for the ball. It came like it was a pass. I went up trying to jump and get the ball, not knowing that like big girl was behind me. and I tried to get it, and she just fell right on me. I hit like it was bad, and ever since then I was just like, and then I came home. My mom just didn't want me to play high school no more. But I got there. My dad is just like, get back in, tell him you ready. Whole time I'm not ready. I'm not about to heat. Nah, but that game and then my championship game for Sanford last year, I'm probably never gonna forget that because I didn't want to lose that game, but I guess it was a lesson taught. And then yeah,
Did you lose that game? Did you lose it?
yeah, we lost by like I don't even know. It was tied at one point, and then we got in foul trouble. 1-1, went down, hit the free throws, and then it was just like I didn't want to lose that, but now I just use the game as motivation.
It's crazy how the loss, like certain losses like that, like the fact that you brought up a game that you lost is crazy, but that's really, you really remember those losses. Like you can't dwell on them, but you kind of got to hang on to those just to remember that feeling. Like, yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy. Gigi, do me a favor and just describe like the lifestyle that you live as a hooper, like just the lifestyle, what it takes, what it requires, what your regimen is like what it takes to be Gigi Banks. Like just walk us through that. Describe.
It's crazy. Like sometimes you want to hang out with your friends, you want to go do what other people are doing sometimes, and it's just like sometimes you got like it's hard, but you gotta say no sometimes, and sometimes you gotta say yes to some things. But it's definitely crazy. Like the parents, they put the all into it, and then I just feel like you just gotta stay calm. But for me, I probably say I'm getting used to it, but I probably say I don't know. I just feel like the excitement for it is always there. But it's definitely a lot, like workouts, Monday and Wednesday. Then you have conditioning Tuesday and Thursday, and then Friday. Sometimes your off days, weekends. Then you got games. You got maybe a workout in. You got to do interviews like this. Then you still got to find the free time to like hang with your family and have fun. And yeah.
So you mentioned Gigi. You mentioned parents, and
oh yeah, in different leagues.
You mentioned parents earlier, and like I said, I talk about sports because I'm not good at them, but I've been to enough youth sporting events where I know that those parents can get crazy. Those parents can get rowdy. Do your parents get crazy? Do your parents
One
get
of
rowdy?
them. One of them.
Wait. No, I know it ain't mom. It ain't mom. Nah, no. I mean, Pop's in there getting to it, huh? Pops don't play that.
Ever since, but no, we're not about to hold her back in the car. She's crazy too. She's not as bad, but like she'll like if it's not even like say I have a bad game, but like I know I'm playing bad, but like if it's like a terrible game, like I'm being lazy, I'm not running down, she gonna get up by her seat and make sure like it's her that I can hear her. But Dad, you'll hear him across the gym, like he'll be right behind the bench trying to talk to me. I'll be having to. It's crazy, like yeah.
I see videos all the time. I hear stories all the time. My dad's a ref of parents getting teed up, thrown out.
Yeah.
Have your parents ever been teed up or thrown out at one of your games?
Yeah, my dad has been thrown out, but my mom, she never been thrown out. But like her and the ref probably got into it before, where like they made a little back and backwards. But my dad, he been thrown out before. It was like not recently though, but like I probably said when I was like 10, 9. I remember it was like a game in Philly. And he just was saying wild stuff to the ref. Him and the ref was going at it, and he just told him dip.
It does get crazy. And I'll put it to you like this too, Marcus. And I've said this to people: if I have a daughter who plays like Gigi, you can't tell me nothing like that either, because I'm gonna be talking big money, bro. Crazy. Don't let me have this.
For the second week in a row, I have to remind our viewing audience that A, Martin talks big stuff now, and B, you can't tell Martin anything now. So we need to keep all these skills that all these girls are gonna have coming on the show, we need to keep them as far away from Martin, as far away from anything Martin's
I'm gonna put
doing,
them
because it's
all in
not
the
gonna be
basketball
good.
I'm gonna put them all in the basketball like Space Jam and take all them joints and come back like transformed, boy. Like what the hell happened to him? Hey, Gigi, you have used the word calm several times since we started talking. How do you stay calm? You seem to have some insight on calm. How do you do it?
I am not calm at all. I am not calm. Like I don't even know. I just say that because like in some moments like you could like for example like it was a whole bunch of summer leagues that I was supposed to play in this past tournament. For example, like the Chosen League. It's just a couple of them. She Elite, and it was just like to points where like I had to like stay calm and rest my body and like that's why I went in Philly. Like you still gotta think about that. But I just feel like yeah, I'm not calm at all. I'm like most of the energetic people you'll probably ever meet. But sometimes you gotta like chill, stay calm when it comes to certain stuff like that. Cause yeah, usually I'll play in like 3 to 4 summer leagues a summer. This year I just played in one and like probably like a couple of games of one of them, but I had to this year because like I have a big upcoming high school season. I have AAU coming up and then workouts and stuff. So I just probably chill.
Gigi, you mentioned earlier that you got your first offer and it was from Marquette. Are you? And I know that we're just now getting into high school, but is there a school that you or a coach that you really, really, really want to play for when you get to the collegiate level? Have you put any thought into that at all?
Yeah, I always wanted to play for Dawn Staley. That's like my dream school. I want to play for her when I get to the collegiate level. I just love her energy, her enthusiasm, and her passion for like the game in general. Like she always hold her players accountable.
That's a
And
fact. Hey, that's a fact. That's a fact.
You keep doing what you're doing, girl. You're gonna be able to play wherever you want. I
thank
got
you.
a couple
Absolutely.
ideas about where you could go, but I'm gonna keep
Absolutely.
it to myself. You don't care about my basketball opinion yet, so I'm
And
gonna
like
just wait.
yeah, but definitely like all the schools that have recruited me, they always been in thought. Like for example, like Florida, a couple of those schools, Mississippi, Maryland, like that all thought about. I always wanted to play at the D1 level for sure. And of course, I always stay in touch with all the coaches that recruited me. And some of the coaches might leave a school or like go to a different job, and like we'll still stay in touch. So that's one thing that's like I love.
Martin? Okay. I think Martin froze. It's okay. I'll ask the next question. Um, in that clip that we played of you earlier, if I'm not mistaken, you were dancing to Savage on the court. So I just want to know when in your pregame, right? Is there a go-to song? Do you have a go-to artist that you listen to in pregame?
I probably say Rod Wave, even though that's like he like common and stuff. He just like he was always speaking real. I probably say him. I definitely listen to some Busy, and then I got Meek Mill on the side, or like Lil Baby, just getting my Delaware music in.
Where yeah, so you need the hype. You need the hype music beforehand. You need that
Yeah,
energy.
definitely. Yeah, for sure. I just started listening to music while warming up. Like I used to when I was like younger, but then I like stopped and just went with the flow because I wasn't really worried about it. But like now I just have my AirPods in warming up just to do it, and then they'll just stay in while I'm warming up. But yeah.
Hey Gigi, we know that you give girls fits, and you would be the answer if we asked a bunch of other girls this question. But I want to know from you, give some girls some love. Who have been the toughest girls out there for you to guard, or that you have found that you just kind of want to show love to, whose game that you appreciate?
I'd definitely say Kendall Dudley. She go to UCLA commit.
Mm.
Her who else? It's another guy. I forgot her name. He was at All American camp. Oh, hold on. What's her name? I gotta pull it up. But I used to always, me and her, we used to go at it. We was at an all-American camp. We used to call each other twin and everything. Like, me and her just used to go at it. Like, she would score on me, I score on her. We would just call each other little, small. And then I definitely give my props to Zai. She used to go to Sanford. Now she went to college, but we used to go at it too. And Dallas Pierce, we all went at it. They was like our biggest rival school, Sanford. That's who we lost to in the chip. But like, it's all respect to them, of course. But when we stepped on the floor, it was like no mercy. We used to go at each other like it was our last game.
Tough.
That is good stuff. That is good stuff. Well,
Oh,
I
wait,
just have.
her name's Zanaya.
Yep.
My fault. Her name's Zanaya Williams.
Zanaya Williams.
Yeah.
Okay.
Love. There's just one more question I have left for you, Gigi, and this can apply to all levels: high school, middle school, college, even the WNBA. One thing we're going to ask every single one of our guests. We did it last week. We're going to do it this week with you. Is who are your top 5 queens in the basketball space? It can be players, coaches, anybody, any women that you just want to, any girls you want to just show love to tonight before we get out of here in the world of basketball. Who would you say are your top 5 queens?
I'll say Dawn. You said it could be like anybody?
Anybody.
Dawn. Sue. I'll go with Kalia Copper. What's her name? Who else? Dawn, Sue, Kalia Copper. Asia. And then Maya Moore and Elena Delano. That's not in order. I just want to know the crap I'm doing.
Very tough. Hey, Gigi, what's colder, the passing, the no look, or the hezzy? Hey, I seen you hit lethal shooter with the L joint, like ooh.
I'll say, I think my passing, because it's either you're not going to expect it, or it's just going to be like a quick, like you'll blink of an eye, and my person will be laying the ball up. But I think the passing most definitely, because everybody know I'm like shifty and all that, but like I probably say the most underrated part of my game is probably my shooting and the passing.
I would agree. Gigi, man, we just appreciate you pulling up, coming through, chopping it up with us, yo. We really, really appreciate it, yo, for real. Like I said, my only regret is I haven't been able to meet you in person yet, but I trust me, you're gonna see me soon in the gym somewhere with the camera and tapped in, because I'm a big fan. I'm gonna be tapped in, you know. We really appreciate you, yo. You know, I love Lamar, Adriana, you know, those my folks. I got big love for them. So I get to I keep tabs on you, girl. I've been keeping tabs. So you're gonna see me around. You're gonna see me around. Trust, you know what I mean? But yo, it's love, yo. Thank you so much for coming through. We're so glad to have you on the show.
Thank you.
It is truly a pleasure. Gigi, do you have any parting words before we wrap up the show for tonight?
No, thank you for having me.
Oh, it was truly a pleasure. Thank you for coming on. And I think I speak for Martin when I say that anytime you want to come back, the door to Protect Our Queens is wide open for you. All you have to do is say when, and we'll be more than happy to have you back on the show. Whether you want to talk about you or whether you want to talk about anything related to basketball, you just let us know and we'll have you back on. Absolutely no problem.
Okay, thank you so much.
Absolutely. Well, thank you all for watching. Thank you all for tuning in this week. It's been truly a blast. There will be an announcement later on in the coming days about who our guests will be for next week. So if you are not already, please make sure that you follow Protect Our Queens _ on Instagram, Protect Our Queens _ on Instagram, so that you don't miss that announcement. In case you tuned into the back part of this interview with Gigi, the full clip of this will be re-uploaded onto YouTube tomorrow on the Give Us a Shot Network YouTube page. Make sure you subscribe to that. And of course, we'll also be posting clips throughout the coming days as well from the interview. So you make sure you're following Protect Our Queens on IG as well. And of course, make sure you follow Gigi so you can see her drop some more girls that are 10, 15 years older than her, because that's what she does. So for my man, Everybody. You got a hit list. You're just marking them off the list. You might be next. Your fave might be next. You never know. So for my guy Martin Sories and for the illustrious Jezelle Gigi Banks, this is Marcus of Go Talk Marcus signing off. Go Talk Marcus of Protect Our Queens. Thank you guys for watching. You guys have a great night, and we will see you next week.